Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are analyzing a highly detailed promotional roadmap that promises to completely revolutionize how independent creators get their work seen on global platforms. If you've ever poured your absolute heart and soul into a project, only to hit a massive brick wall when it comes time for distribution, well, you are definitely going to want to pay close attention to this.
Let's dive right into the details. We're looking at a pitch from a platform called Shortfundly, which advertises what they claim to be the absolute cheapest OTT distribution services out there for independent filmmakers. There is a lot to unpack here, everything from major streaming logos to some incredibly bold financial claims, so we are going to break this down piece by piece to understand exactly how this marketplace operates. Section 1. The Indie Filmmaker's Dream. Every indie creator out there knows the struggle. You have these grand, sweeping visions, but hitting a global stage usually requires massive marketing and distribution budgets that are just totally out of reach. The emotional hook of this platform's pitch is wonderfully simple. Indie film, big dreams, global audience. It speaks directly to the aspirations of literally every creator. I mean, you don't make a film just for it to sit forever on an external hard drive, right? You make it to be seen. They really drive this point home by emphasizing that your story deserves a global stage. It's a reminder that your narrative isn't just meant for a local weekend film festival, but for worldwide viewers. It's a really powerful positioning statement that perfectly sets up the rest of their pitch. Section 2. The 5 core pillars. So how does the service justify such a massive promise of global distribution without entirely breaking the bank? It brings us to a pretty critical question. Why choose Shortfundly? Why on earth should a filmmaker bypass the traditional distribution agents who have historically been the ultimate gatekeepers of the industry and trust this specific service instead? They answer that by breaking their value proposition down into 5 core pillars. First, they highlight a budget-friendly, lowest price plan, maximum reach across 100+ platforms, and higher revenue for better overall earnings. But perhaps most crucially for indie creators, who, let's be honest, are often super wary of murky industry accounting, they emphasize being 100% transparent with zero hidden fees. Plus, they promise dedicated support at every single step of the journey. To actually contextualize that 100+ platforms pillar, they make sure to highlight some serious heavy-hitting networks. We are talking about Netflix, Prime Video, Disney+, Hotstar, YouTube, Z5, Sony Live, GeoCinema, and Voot. Featuring those recognizable names is a very deliberate choice. It builds instant credibility and shows filmmakers exactly the kind of digital real estate they are aiming for. Section 3. Logistics of the platform. Okay, the promises are big, but how does a filmmaker actually use this marketplace to get to those major streaming giants? They outline a totally frictionless, step-by-step flow. You start with an easy submission process, move quickly through a quick onboarding phase, secure that global reach, and ultimately end up with secure and timely payouts. That last point, timely payouts, is massive. If you've worked in indie film, you know payment delays are a notorious pain point, so guaranteeing secure, timely money is a huge draw. Behind the scenes, they assure users that all these mechanics are backed by a data-driven strategy alongside regular platform updates. This is super important because it positions a service not just as some static website where you drop a video file and cross your fingers, but as a modern, actively managed technological ecosystem. Section 4. Who is this for? We've seen exactly how it works, but who is this actually built to serve? Well, they cast a remarkably wide net. They are explicitly targeting independent filmmakers, student films, and documentaries. But they also make sure to include web series and general content creators, noting it's best for both short films and full feature films too. They are effectively telling literally anyone with a completed video project that there is a home for their content here. To further reinforce their credibility to such a broad audience, they note they are trusted by thousands of creators and maintain a presence in multiple countries. It's a really strategic way to alleviate the anxiety a first-time filmmaker might have about handing over the rights to their absolute passion project. Section 5. Breaking down the cost. Let's see how all of this builds up to the most prominent feature of this entire pitch, the actual price tag. They advertise distribution for as low as 999 Indian rupees. By putting this specific number front and center, they are directly challenging the age-old notion that global distribution requires thousands of dollars in upfront fees or giving up a massive percentage of your back-end rights to a traditional distributor. And they clarify this commitment to affordability with one very crucial detail. This 999 rupee fee is a one-time payment.
In today's digital landscape, where creators are constantly battling subscription fatigue and never-ending recurring monthly software costs, offering a flat one-time fee is a massive differentiator. This pricing structure beautifully anchors their ultimate guarantee, cementing their claim to be an affordable, transparent, global, and trusted partner for creators. Every single feature we've looked at today, from the streaming names to the step-by-step checklist to the flat price, is meticulously designed to support those four specific pillars. Which brings us to a fascinating final thought. If a platform can truly offer secure payouts, transparent terms, and global reach on over 100 streaming services, including the absolute biggest names in all of entertainment, all for a single low, one-time fee, well, it leaves us wondering, is the incredibly expensive, notoriously complicated traditional distribution model finally obsolete for independent creators? Are we looking at the brand new standard for getting indie films to the masses? It is absolutely a question every single creator should be asking themselves right now. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.